Hello guys, and welcome to this new Tableau tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to create the following interactive dashboard, which is about stock market analysis. The dataset that we are going to use is available on Kaggle, and it contains data for about 6,000 companies. To create our dashboard, we are going to pick 6 files for 6 different companies, which are Apple, Facebook, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, and Twitter. And also, we are going to use pandas with its built-in functions to manipulate our data and create new columns that we will use in our analysis. Like for example, moving average and percent change, which are mainly used for comparison. As you can see here, we are going to create different KPIs. We'll have also a highlighter for different companies. As you can see here, for example, if we choose the company, we can see the different values. We're going to create a multiple line chart for different volumes and different companies. Same thing, we are going to create a detailed table for close price and volume, another multiple line chart for moving average and the open price, and also a histogram for different companies which represent percent change in price. So now let's explore our dataset. So here we have stock market dataset, which represent the historical daily prices of Nasdaq traded stocks and ETFs. We can find this link in the description. And as you can see here, it is a huge dataset, which is more than 500 megabytes. So you can either choose to download this dataset, or you can find also the links to my GitHub repository, where you can download the 6 files that we are going to use to create our dashboard. As we have said, this dataset contains historical data prices for all tickers currently trading on Nasdaq. And it contains prices for up to April 1st, 2020. And if you need more up-to-date data, you can fork and rerun data collection script, also available from Kaggle. For data structure, we have mainly 7 columns, right? So we have the date, specifies trading date, we have opening price, the maximum price during the day, the minimum price during the day, close price adjusted for splits, for both dividends and splits, and also we have the volume, which represents the number of shares that changed hands during a given day. But as I said, we are not going to use directly these files and import them to Tableau, but we are going first to use pandas in order to create new columns that we are going to use in our analysis. So you open your Jupyter notebook, and if you are not familiar with pandas, then you can find the links to the resulting files that we are going to create using pandas, and you can use them directly to create the dashboard. So first we import pandas as PD, right? Next, we are going to import our CSV files. So the first one is Apple pd.readcsv, right? And its name is aapl.csv. Next, we have Facebook. So it is pd.readcsv. This is fb.csv. Next, we have Google. pd.readcsv, and it is google.csv. Next we have Nvidia, right? pd.nvda.csv. Next we have Tesla. tsla.csv, and the last one is Twitter. The same thing, pd.readcsv, and it is twtr.csv. We execute that. If we write apple.head, so we get the first file. Same thing for Facebook. Google.head, Nvidia, we have Tesla, and finally we have Twitter. Okay, so like that we have all the files that we need. And the second thing that we are going to do is to create a list of data frames. So we call it DFS. which will contain all data frames. So we have Apple, then we have Facebook, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, and Twitter. The reason to create our list is rather than applying the same function 6 times, we are going to use a for loop and apply the same function to our list. The first thing that we are going to do is to create the moving average. So to do that, we write for df in our list, dfs. So for each data frame, I'm going to add a column, which is moving average 50, which is equal to df dot, we take the close price, and we use a rolling built-in function, 50 dot mean. Alright, so we copy that, and we do the same thing for moving average 200. So 200, and here same thing, 200. So if we run that, and for example we select apple.head, we get our 2 new columns. As you can see here, we have not a number for the first rows, because for the first one it starts from 50, for the second one it starts from 200. So if we write 50, run, we get our value starting from 50. Same thing if we write 200, run, as you can see here it starts from this row. Okay, next we are going to create another column which is named previous day close price. So I'm going to use this column in order to calculate the daily change regarding the close price. Okay, so to do that we write for df in dfs. So df, we name it previous day close price. It is equal to df dot, we set close price, and we are going to use the shift built-in function 1. Run that. Same thing if we take apple.head. So we have previous day close price. This one, it is not a number because it is the first one, but for the second one, for example, if we take the date, which is this one, the previous close price is this one, and it is the same in here. Same thing for 17th, before we have this price, and it is the same in here. Okay, now I'm going to create another column that we will name change in price. Okay, so same thing for df in dfs. df, we said change in price, it is equal to df close price minus df, the column that we have created, so previous day close price. So if we run that, same thing, apple.head, we get our change in price. Okay, so if it is negative, it means it decreased. If it is positive, it increased. So we add new cells. Next, we calculate the percent change or the return. And to do that, we are going to use PCT change or percent change built-in function. Same thing, write for df in dfs. df, we call it percent change in price, right? It is equal to df dot close dot pct change or percent change. If we execute that, same thing, we write apple dot head, get our percent change. So it is the close price minus previous day close price, so it is change in price, divided by previous day close price. Okay, so this is the return. Now I'm going to create 3 more columns, and this time I'm going to create that using the value. So we write for df in dfs, df, so we said previous day volume, right? It is equal to df dot volume dot shift, and we write 1. So if we write apple dot head, we get previous day volume. As you can see here, we have the following volume. The previous day volume is this one, and it is equal to this value. Same thing, we calculate change in volume, right? So for df in dfs, df change in volume, it is equal to df volume, right, minus df previous day volume. Okay, same thing, apple.head, and here we have the change. Okay, same thing, it can be negative or it can be positive. And the last column is percent change in volume. Okay, so for df in dfs, so df percent change in volume, it is equal to df dot volume dot percent change. Okay, and volume v, it is capital case, right? So apple dot head, and we get our percent change in volume. Okay, now what we are going to do is that we are going to save our data frames as CSV files that we are going to use to create our dashboard. To do that, we write for the first one apple.toCSV, and we give it a name. So we write apple.csv. Okay, so by default it will be stored, or it will be saved in the same place where I have the Jupyter notebook, but you can choose any location you want. Okay, next one we have facebook.toCSV, and we write the same thing, facebook.csv. Next we have google.csv, it will be google.csv. Same thing for NVIDIA, right? To CSV dot to CSV, right? And it is the same name, so NVIDIA dot CSV. Next we have Tesla, right? Dot to CSV, it is Tesla dot CSV, and the last one it will be Twitter dot to CSV, and same thing, we write Twitter dot CSV. If we execute that, so we get our files. So here we have our list of the CSV files, and when we drag Apple and drop it in here, we can see the following table. Now what we are going to do, since all the tables have the same data structure and all the columns have the same data types, so we click on the down icon in here, convert to union. We drag and drop all the files into our union, right? Facebook, Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Twitter. Apply. Okay, and as you can see here, a new column will be appeared, which is table name. So here we have one single table, and we can distinguish between data from one table to another using this column, which is table name. So we're going to change its name into company. So you click on the icon in here, rename, and you name it company. Okay, same thing, you click one more time, aliases, and we remove .csv for all the files. Okay, same thing for Facebook, for Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Twitter. Okay, so like that we get the name of the companies. Next, to make our analysis much simpler, we are going to add what we call data source filter. So we click on add, date, okay, years, next, and here we select the last 5 years. So 2020, 19, 18, 17, and 16. Okay, okay. So like that we have only the last 5 years in the dataset. So you click on new worksheet, And we are going to create two parameters. So you click on the down icon in here, create parameter, we name it start date, data type it will be a date, range, fixed, add values from date. Okay, same thing, create another parameter, and date, data type it will be date, range, fixed, add values from date. Okay, next we create a calculated field. So we click on the down icon in here, create calculated field, and we name it study period. So we say if date is greater or equal than start date and date is less or equal than end date, give me 1, else 0, and apply. Okay, and we convert it to a dimension. So we click convert to dimension. So you click in here, show parameter, same thing for the end date, show parameter. So you can decrease to the minimum, right, for start date and for maximum for end date. What we are going to do is that we are going to visualize the volume for different companies depending on the date. So we drag and drop date into column and we select exact date. Same thing, we drag and drop the volume into the rows. We drag and drop company into color. And as you can see here, we have the volume for different companies. We drag and drop study period into the filter. We select one, apply, OK. We double click on this axis. We remove the title. Same thing for the date. We remove the title. And as you can see here, if we change the date, we can see our charts are changing. We can also modify the colors. So edit colors for Apple, which is gray, Facebook blue, Google yellow, Nvidia green, Tesla red, and Twitter choose this color. Apply. OK. So we name the sheet volume. OK. And we click on format, workbook, and we format our workbook. So for worksheets, we select bold, black 8. For the titles, we select bold, black 11. Grid lines off, 0 lines, same thing, off, and axis text in black, axis rulers in black. Okay, we double click on the title and we put it in the center, apply. OK. So like that we get our multiple line chart for the volume of different companies depending on the date. Next we are going to create a histogram for price percent change. So you click on new worksheet, we name it price percent change. All right, we double click on percent change in price, we click on show more histogram, we remove this one, we drag and drop company into color, study period into filters, we select one, apply. OK. We click on the bins, edit, and we select 0.0025. OK. We double click on the axis, so we remove bin and we select fixed, so we select minus 0.1 to 0.1. Okay, so like that we get our histogram for price percent change. Double click on the axis, we remove the title, we double click on the title and we put it in the center, apply. OK. And like that we get our histogram for percent change in price. Next we are going to create multiple line chart for moving average and open price. So new worksheet, write moving average and open price. So we drag and drop measure names into the filters. None. We select MA200, MA50 and open. Apply. OK. We drag and drop the date into the columns. We select the exact date. Same thing. We drag and drop measure values into the rows. We press on Control key and we drag and drop measure names into the color. We can edit the colors. For example, we click in here, edit colors. We can select, for example, winter, right? For MA200, we can select this color, MA50 this color, and for open, we can select this color. Apply. OK. We drag and drop company into filters. We select one. Apply. OK. We show the filter and we select custom. We remove all and single value drop down. We double click on the axis. We remove the title. Same thing for the date. We double click on the title and we put it in the center. Apply. OK. We right click on the axis, format, and we select numbers, currency, custom, and we select 0 decimal places. OK. So like that, we get our multiple line chart for moving average and open price. Next, we are going to create detailed price table, the worksheet. So we name it detailed price table. So we have company, then we have close price. It will be discrete. Next, we have previous day close price. Same thing, it will be discrete. Then we have change in price. Same thing, discrete. And percent change in price, we put it in text. Same thing, it will be discrete. But what we want really to do is to display the close price of the last day. And we want to control this last day. So to do that, we are going to create calculated field. We name it last day only. And we say if date equals to max. Since we want to control this last day, we are going to put end date. Then 1, else 0, end. But as you can see here, we have an error. It says that cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate arguments with this function. So what we are going to do is that we are going to add LOD, right? So we write fixed max and date, then 1, else 0. So here we have last day only. Apply. OK. We convert it to dimension and we drag and drop it into the filters. We select one. Apply. OK. So as you can see here, we have last day only and we can control it using the end date. So we can show the start date, show end date, right? And like that, it is changing, right? But as you can see here, we don't have a name for this column since we put it in text. What we are going to do is that we drag and drop measure names into columns. We right click, edit aliases, and we put change in percentage. OK. We click on it, format, pane, and it will be percentage. OK. Same thing for the remaining. So right click, format, header, numbers, it will be custom, number custom to decimal places. Same thing for this one, number custom, and for close, number custom. Okay, so like that we get our table. We can also add study period into the filters. You select one, apply. Okay, we can increase the width. All right. Now we need to create the arrows, right? So you click on down icon in here, create calculated field. The first one we call it upper price. So we say if percent change in price is positive, right? Then so we copy and paste the upper arrow. So same thing, you can find the link in the description to this file, right? So we copy the upper arrow, we put it in here, and so this is upper price, apply, okay. We create another calculated field, we name it down price. Same thing, if percent change in price is negative, right? Then so same thing, we copy and paste the down arrow and apply, okay. So drag and drop upper price into text. Same thing, down price into text. We click on text, we click on 3 dots, and we rearrange that, right? So we put it in here. Same thing for down price, we put it in here. So upper price, we put it in green, and down price, we put it in red. Put it in the center, apply, okay. So like that we have our arrows. So if we select another date where we have both positive and negative, so as you can see here, if it is positive, then it will be green. If it is negative, it will be red. Now we are going to format our sheet. Double click, put it in the center, apply, okay. For the price, we are going to add the format. It will be currency custom. Same thing for this one, currency custom. Change in price, same thing, currency custom, okay. It will be in the center. Same thing for the header in the center. And we add our borders. Put everything in black. So just for a change in price, we have to put it as currency standard, right? So like that, we get our detail table for the price. Next, we are going to add another detail table for the volume. So click on your worksheet. We name it detailed volume table. Okay. So drag and drop the company into the rows. Next we have volume. It will be discrete. Next we have previous day volume. Same thing, it will be discrete. Then we have change in volume, discrete, and percent change in volume, we put it in text. Same thing, it will be discrete. So we increase the size, and we put measure names into the colors. Now we select last day only. 1, apply, okay. So show parameter, study period, we put it as 1, apply, okay. Convert it into a percentage, format, pane, it will be percentage. So right click, format, we put everything in the center, right? And now we will add the arrows. So for down price, we duplicate this one and edit. We name it down volume, right? And same thing, percent change in value. Apply, okay. Same thing for upper price. So duplicate, edit, and it will be upper volume, and same thing, we change the price into volume. Apply, okay. So drag and drop upper volume into text. Same thing for down volume. We click on text, 3 dots, and we rearrange. So we cut, paste, same thing, cut, paste. So upper we put it in green, and down we put it in red. In the center, apply, okay. Now we can format that. So format, add the borders and put everything in black. We can increase the width. Like that, we get our detailed volume table. We just put the title in the center, apply, okay. And now I'm going to create our text sheets. So click on your sheet. The first one, we name it last day. So create one calculated field and we name it last day text. And it will be last day. Apply, okay. We create another one, create calculated field. We name it last day and it will be max and date. Apply, okay. So we drag and drop last day text into text. Same thing, last day into text. So we hide title and we are going to format that. We select pane and we select this format. So like that, we get a clear idea about the day that we are selecting as last day, because as you know, on Saturday and Sunday, we don't have data. All right. So here we know exactly which day of the week we are selecting. We are going to format that. So we put it in the center. We click on text. So the first one, we put it in 10 and the second one, we put it in 9. Apply, okay. So here we have our last day. So duplicate this. We create another one, we call it last day total volume, right? So we copy, we create calculated field, we name it last day total volume, and we add our text. Apply, okay. So we remove this, we drag and drop last day total volume into text. We drag and drop last day only into the filters and we select one. Apply, okay. And we drag and drop the volume into text. So here we have last day total volume. Same thing, we click on text. We put the first one in 10 and the second one in 9. Apply, okay. So same thing, we duplicate this one and we name it lowest price in the period. Okay. So remove everything. We drag and drop study period into the filters. We select one. Apply, okay. We create calculated field. We name it lowest price in the period. Same thing, we add our text. Apply, okay. We drag and drop lowest price into text. And same thing, we have here the low price into text. We select minimum. We can also format that and it will be currency custom. All right. Same thing, we click on text, put the first one in 10 and the second one in 9. Apply, OK. Increase a little bit. All right, duplicate this one. So now we select the highest price in the period, right? And as you know, the period depends on the start date and end date. So we keep the study period and we remove that. We create another calculated field. We name it highest price in the period. Same thing, the string highest price in the period. Apply, OK. Drag and drop it into text. And also we drag and drop here high into text. And we select the maximum. Same thing, we format that. And it will be custom currency. We click on text. We put this as 10 and this one as 9. Apply, OK. So duplicate this one. We'll have total volume in the period, right? We create another calculated field. We name it total volume in the period, and the string, it will be the same. Apply, OK. So remove the 2. We drag and drop total volume into text, and same thing, we drag and drop the volume into text. We click on it. So the first one, it will be 10, and the second one, it will be 9. Apply, OK. Now create our title, OK. So new worksheet, we name it title, OK. And we create calculated field, we name it title. And it's gonna be stock market, right, dashboard. Apply, OK. So you put it in text. We hide this title. Right click, format, and we put it as 48. And it will be in the center. So like that, we have created all the text sheets. Next, we are going to create our dashboard. So we click on new dashboard. We define our size. So we have 1850 and 1050. Okay. Now we are going to add blanks, right? So first one, have here second one, third one, fourth, fifth. Okay. Another one in here. So like that, we have for the 4. Okay. We add another one on the top, like that. And we add the remaining for the KPI. So 1 blank, another blank, another blank, another blank, and another blank. Okay. Next, we click on dashboard format. We select the following color, right? Next, for the first one, which is for the title background, we select the third one, 70%. Okay. We add the outer padding, right? Put it as 15. For the remaining, we are going to add the background as white. So for this one, it will be white. And padding, same thing, 15. Same thing for the others. So here, 15. And it will be white. Same thing for this one. Put it white. Background white. $15. Borders none, and background white. Same thing for this one. Background white. $15. White. $15. Same thing. 15. White. White. 15. Okay, and the last one, we put it same thing as 15 and background white. All right. So now we have to rearrange the sizes. Okay. And here, same thing, we increase a little bit like that. Okay, so now we have our design. Next, we are going to drag and drop our sheets. So we select floating, right? And we start by volume, right? So here we have the end date. Put it like that. And edit title, we put it in the center. Okay. Same thing, start date. Put it in here. And edit title in the center. Alright. We add our highlighters. So company, we put it in here, right? Edit title, remove highlight, put it in the center. Okay. Next here we remove the title and we put it in here, right? Now we increase our size. Okay, so we have our volume. Next we have the price percent change, right? We put it in here, same thing. So we put it like that. Increase. Put it in here. Can also add the legend, but it's the same. Okay. So remove the title and put it like that. Okay. Next we add the moving average and the open price, right? So put it like that. So here we have our legend. We remove the title, put it in here like that. For the company, same thing. We remove the title and we put it in here, so we can change the company. Okay, that's great. For the highlighter also, it is applied on the histogram. Next, we are going to add our tables. So detailed price. So we hide the title. Same thing for the volume. We hide the title, and also we hide the header, right? So we put it as entire view. Same thing for this one, as entire view, and we are going to rearrange that. So for the first one, put it in here like that, and we add this one. So decrease, decrease. Same thing for this one. Can decrease. Okay. All right. So like that, we have our detail table. Okay. For both close price and volume. Okay. And as you can see here, when we select the highlighter, it is applied on the tables and also the histogram with the multiple line chart. Next, we are going to add our KPIs, right? So we have last day. We hide the title and we put it in here, right? Okay. Next, we have last day total volume. Same thing. We hide the title. Put it like that. Lowest price. Hide title. Put it inside. Okay. Highest price. Same thing. Hide title. Put it inside like that. And the last one is total volume. Hide title. Same thing. We put it inside. Okay. Now we add our title. Same thing. Hide title. Increase it like that. Like that. Format for the shading, we select none. And we put it inside. Okay. Just put it in the center. And now we add the logos for the companies. So same thing, floating, we click on, double click on image. First one is Apple logo. Okay. So put it like that. All right. Same thing, double click. Facebook. All right. We have Google. Put it like that. Next we have NVIDIA. Same thing, we put it in here. Then we have Tesla. So the links to download these logos are available in the description. Okay. And now add the last one, which is Twitter. So now if we select the presentation mode, and like that, we get our final stock market dashboard. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you have learned new things. Thanks for watching and see you in the next tutorial.